Alrighty, hey, what's going on, everybody? EnteR ChazmaN here, back with not necessarily a video game stream, but I wanted to stream a live event. So if you're wondering why this isn't on the podcast channel, it's because my buddies MetalGamer and Phoenix, those losers, they were not able to hop on and kind of watch it. But regardless, I wanted to hop on and kind of share this viewing with you of the Xbox Developers Direct that they had for 2024. They literally aired it at 3 p.m. Eastern time over here, so that was about 4 hours ago. Luckily, I've been able to avoid all social medias and kind of get away from all the spoilers of the sort. So, before we get into it, I guess let's go ahead and talk about what exactly this event was deemed to be and what has been kind of expected from it. Xbox just announced this direct. I think they announced it last week, and they've kind of outlined exactly what they're going to be talking about, and three major things that not only me but other people would like to know and like to see a little bit more of that they've kind of have talked about. They said they're going to be diving into with Obsidian, seeing what Obsidian's doing with their game Avowed. So I'm assuming we're getting to see more gameplay, maybe more actual gameplay. We got some like a trailer with some cinematics and some gameplay before, but it seemed very it seemed very tailored and maybe I don't want to say handholdy, but it definitely seemed like a set piece rather than actual see how the game world works and how the gameplay is. That's a big thing I would like to see. I'm not questioning the RPG mechanics within Avowed. I think that is obviously, at this point, something that Obsidian is pretty darn good at. So that aspect of the game I'm not worried about. I'm more worried about gameplay, seeing how it looks, and maybe some story stuff. But as far as like the actual RPG mechanics, Obsidian are like kings of that. They are some of the best. So, wanting to see some Avowed? More in particular, would like to see if that is coming out this year. That would be kind of nice, maybe to get a date. That one I could kind of see them not doing the date on for, but one that I do think absolutely has to have a release date is the game Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. I feel like that game has been advertised and shown off several times over the last couple years. I'd like to think we were expecting for it to come out last year, but I feel like a lot of people have I don't want to say, I'm trying to think of the word, fatigue. I feel like a lot of people are fatigued at this point about hearing about that game and seeing trailers and gameplay. It's like, all right, this game, we need to know when it's coming out, and that's it. You don't need to show me anything else. We need a date or a time frame. I'll be honest though, for me personally, a time frame wouldn't even do it. I think at this point with that game, you can expect this game on this day. So, those two games they've announced those are two that we're going to look at. And then probably the biggest thing I think a lot of people have been talking about is they've said they're going to actually show off gameplay and show off the new Indiana Jones game, which is being made by, who is it? It's Machine Games, that's right, I see it on screen. Machine Games, if you don't know Machine Games, they are the Wolfenstein developer. I feel like those games are kind of hit and miss. Some of them are really good, some of them aren't so great. They're like maybe a little more than 50-50. Like 60% of them are good, 40% not so hot. But they're a fine studio. I'm very interested to see what... I think the big question with Indiana Jones is Harrison Ford's likeness in this game? Or are they coming up with their own protagonist, a Harrison Ford-like? And also, is this game first or third person? I feel like that's another big question with this game. I feel like I'm off track here, am I? A little bit. But yeah, first and third person. That's another big thing that I would like to know. Which one? I have a feeling I don't anticipate it being first person. I couldn't imagine an Indiana Jones game in the first person. I almost feel like it has to be like that Tomb Raider-y third person like gameplay. And then the fourth one, what was it? There's a fourth one that I'm actually not sure what that is. Probably should have looked it up. Anyways, well, we're going to watch a video that explains everything about that fourth game. Looks like some sort of feudal Japan, maybe older Japan era is. I can't tell what that developer is. Oh well, we're gonna get into it. So yeah, again, Avowed, Indiana Jones, Hellblade 2. Those are the three big things. I think they've already announced prior to this that there would be no surprise drop or same day drop as happened last year with gosh, what was that game? Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush, they dropped and released the same night. Boom, everyone can go play it. They've already announced. Don't expect that from this event. That will not be happening. But yeah, that's about it. Let's go see if Phil Spencer is going to show up, or I don't even think he showed up at the last one, so maybe you won't get to see good old Philly boy. Okay, so let's cut it with the music. Where's the music? Oh, yeah, of course. All right, so what do you guys say? 3, 2, 1. Let's deep dive. Live reaction. Let's do this. I literally have been avoiding all social medias all day just so I could try and go into this with a clean slate. That way I don't no idea what's happening. All right, here we go. I got my coffee. Ooh. Todd Howard, okay. That's right. I think Machine Games is under Bethesda. Oxide Games. I don't remember who Oxide Games is and what they do. That's the one I was curious about. We're going into Avowed first. Okay, Obsidian. Okay, okay.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed. Avowed is an adventure into the heart of the living lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands. At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes,
Pillars of Eternity, New Vegas, Outer Worlds.
And Avowed is no different. We set out to blend the believable and fantastical to give players a world and experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Aora. There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world. And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG. Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo.
Oh, I'm missing the gameplay. This is what I want to see.
Our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice.
What up, Gabriel?
So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons, attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks. If you choose to approach combat with a one-handed wand, it feels quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the Tanglefoot ability, you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner.
So it basically is Skyrim.
The types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutally difficult.
Skyrim with a bit more technicality in the combat.
In a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, We provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during combat.
And guns.
That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle. Dual-wield pistols and control the encounter mid-range.
Pistols.
Or even dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage. You can use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them. We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the Living Lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions. Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences, like this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore.
I love side
on the journey
quests.
through the Living Lands. As you're exploring, you come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers, and as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the four of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here,
This game looks good.
take my badge. Take everyone's. Our families deserve to know we fought.
Its character models look pretty decent.
Making the right choice isn't always what it seems. We embrace moral nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else.
I don't know why that voice just
I can't face
seems
seeing those
odd.
monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby? I heard it all often and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you? What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not my fault. No, they should have never have camped in the cave. I'll take the badges. I'm going back to Thirdborn.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed
so
is anchored in the world we build.
like an
Art
RPG.
director Matt Hansen and the team have worked to create a
No
unique,
offense.
colorful, and dynamic visual
I'm
style.
glad to see it's an
From the
RPG.
outset, we knew that we wanted Avowed setting to feel rich, weird, and wonderful. We found inspiration in a wide swath of real-world cultures, helping us
I love
create
the
a
word
unique
swath.
RPG experience.
I don't know why.
By contrasting the vibrant with the dull, or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences
gonna
for our
kick-
players. The Living Lands is a continent of untamed valleys with widely varied biomes, from luxuriant forests to volcanic wastes. And each of those regions itself is a conflux of storied landscapes.
Conflux, that's another
All
great
of the
word.
regions have a lot of special things associated with them, but I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp. As you're wandering the wastes of Shatterscarp, you might notice off in the distance a vibrant jewel of color. By transitioning from destitute, muted tones of a wasteland of sand and marching in towards a beautiful oasis, there's the opportunity there for life, for adventure, and even a little danger.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed. We're thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the Living Lands when Avowed launches this fall.
Wait, is that all for Avowed? So they said this fall. Okay. I still don't think you saw very much of it, but I like that logo. Available on Series X, PC, Game Pass, Fall 2024. Got a time frame for Avowed. I think that's better than nothing. I will take a time frame for Avowed. Now, Ninja Theory, I'm guessing. Yep. This one should be quick and painless like that one. Just a date. That's all we need. Cut to the point. Cut to the point.
Hi, I'm Don Matthews, studio head here at Ninja Theory in Cambridge, UK. We're now in the final months of development on Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. And the team is working hard to bring you an unforgettable journey into Senua's unique world and her battle for survival, where we have once again combined high fidelity and immersive presentation with a shorter, narrative-led experience that focuses on.
That's good for my buddy Phoenix in our high score Olympics.
We hope you care about too.
So he's gonna get Vowed, maybe Senua and Hellblade. Two big deals.
Senua is back with a new quest.
She
wants to
the
stop the
person
Vikings who raided her village right at their source, in Iceland. But not just her quest has changed. Senua herself has grown since the first Hellblade. She's made peace with her past and is no longer in such fear of her visions and voices. While the Furies are still her constant companions, she encounters new people along the way, some of which will value her unique perspective, and others who will reject it.
Little by little, this settlement became my tribe.
In the game, Senua arrives in 10th century Iceland on the trail of the Vikings who have been enslaving her people. In the story, we're trying to be as faithful to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top. Senua will face up to giants who have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Joiga, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll discover.
The Joiga.
Senua will make new enemies and also new allies who will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon of hope. And she'll discover, along with us, how this viewpoint can have its advantages.
Senua is a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis, seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices, and having unique beliefs about the world around her. To bring Senua's perspective of the world to life in a truthful way.
I started playing the first game, but I never got too far. I think I only played like the first level.
As well as people with lived experience.
Before this comes out, I definitely will replay. I'll try and beat the first one.
It's terrifying.
Players will find themselves traversing beautiful and hostile environments, seeking answers from patterns and signs that Senua sees in her own unique way, and battling through encounters with enemies that will push Senua to her limits.
Ah! They're so heavy.
On Saga, we've taken everything to the next level.
Gotta get strong on the bench.
A new motion capture space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew, and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight? We have all new combat for the sequel. One of our key goals was the ability to actually tell a story throughout it. It does feel very different from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it. Senua isn't a superhero, she's fighting for survival, and we want the player to feel her struggle in every step of her journey. We want the player to always feel like they just scraped through, just survived it.
Mel knows Senua better than anyone, better than I do. Her instincts are amazing, and she really doesn't need much help from me. On stage, our main focus is storytelling. So I get to watch the actors and see all the beautiful expressions on their faces, and then I have to wait a little while, and then I get to see that all again in-game, in costume, on location, everything. It's a great experience, a great process.
Every discipline in the studio is unified in achieving a deep level of immersion to help suspend your disbelief and pull you into
Pretty looking
Senua's
game.
story. We were lucky enough to do a few reference gathering trips in Iceland. You have to be there. The sense of scale, everything is incredible.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
You see a scene
When's it
in a
coming
small
out?
section of the game, and
I'm
you're
sorry.
like, yeah, that works.
It's just like,
That's
again,
amazing.
we're at the point with this game where and I don't think anyone is not excited for this game. Most people are excited. But, I mean, with that said, people I just want to know when I can play it.
Binaural audio, which provides a good representation of this type of auditory hallucinations. As we focus in immersion, binaural audio is perfect for this because through
I like the
headphones,
setup of that room.
you surround yourself in a three-dimensional space. In the first game, we only applied to the voices that Senua listens in her head. In this game, through a spatial audio technology and some extra little things within the game, there is music that is binaural. Every single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is spatialized around you, and it's a very beautiful experience.
Very beautiful.
What will we do to us?
Music is a strange language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions fast and deep.
I'm Hispanic. I can't help but like his Hispanic accent.
So when you listen
The
to Hellblade,
personality.
you know it's Hellblade.
Yes, you know it's
On the music,
Hellblade.
we are working with Heilung, which for me is a personal privilege because I really admire them.
Oh, the band, Heilung.
We feel their craft, their depth, their meaning in the music. It really connects with our game and elevates it to something really special. We are also working with a heavy metal singer, throat singers, and our very own Furies. They sing so beautiful, and we add that binaural touch of music. So this all creates a very immersive and a very special and unique experience.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech. And that's our aim in Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, is to not only see where Senua goes next, but to deliver something really meaningful for our players.
My hope is that they will really connect to Senua as a character, and even if they can't really relate to what she's going through, maybe they know someone that relates to that character and they can then understand that person better.
Well, I don't want to sound cheesy, but in a way I'm Senua, right? She exists and doesn't. It exists through all of our work, through every ninja. So we all are Senua.
All of their employees are called ninjas. That's pretty great.
Keep growing and keep changing. So that makes it real.
What up, Ninja?
I'm so proud of the love, care, and passion
I'd say that
our
every
team
morning,
here at Ninja
clocking
Theory
in.
are putting into Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Our hope is to not only create a game that is great to play, but to craft an experience that leaves you thinking and feeling. From our combat gameplay through to our action set pieces, from our cinematic scenes to our puzzle solving, everything is crafted in service of Senua's journey. A journey that you can embark on May 21st.
Whoa, we got a date. We got a date. Oh my gosh, they finally did it. Those crazy B words. May 21st. All right. That's a great event. That's all I needed to know. When can I play the game? Now, can they make it? Who knows, but unknown user. Oh, they did drop something new in. Ooh. Okay. Square Enix game.
Greetings, Xbox players. My name is Masaru Oyamada, producer for the Mana series here at Square Enix. 聖剣伝説 Visions of Mana の情報を Xbox
Is Visions of Mana coming to Game Pass?
できる機会をいただけて大変光栄です。コンソールゲームとしては約17年ぶりとなる聖剣伝説シリーズの完全新作。聖剣伝説シリーズは1991年にファイナルファンタジー外伝として誕生して以降、
True metagame, an emotional narrative about the power of mana, quirky cast of characters, memorable music, and a weapon-based battle system. We've produced 17 of these beloved titles so far, with 30 years of mana history behind us. We're incorporating all that we have learned into Visions of Mana to create a game brimming with everything that makes the series unique. You can really lose yourself in the vibrant environments of the world of Mana, where nature and the elements live in harmony. Fan-favorite monsters will also be making a welcome return. Today I'm joined by the creator of some of those monsters and the father of the Mana series, Koichi Ishii, to tell you what you can expect from Visions of Mana. This is cool. I was not expecting to see this.
From Gretz. I am so happy to introduce the newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players.
Oh, I don't think it doesn't sound like it's coming to Game Pass. There are even some monsters in there that I had in my head since I was in elementary school. For Visions of Mana, I supervised the implementation and transformation of enemies from pixelated sprites into living. Oh, I already read that. Breathing monsters for you to encounter in the game. Ever since we made Final Fantasy Adventure, I focused on how to build best to represent the fully formed living creatures in my head using the latest tools available to me. This applies to whatever project I work on. In Visions of Mana, the monsters aren't just adorable little critters, you know. I made sure to add frightening elements to their designs as well. So pay attention to their expressions during the fight scenes. In the past, the Mana series has featured beloved companions to help you travel to distant lands by sea or sky. Visions of Mana will introduce new friends, the Pickles, to quickly traverse the expansive ground map. Their design was also handled by Ishii. When I had to invent a new animal companion, I had a vague idea that it needed to be adorable enough to be a mascot for the game. Then I thought it could be a Yorkshire Terrier crossed with the armadillo-like pangolin, with elements inspired by Anubis from Egyptian mythology. Once I had the concept, I took pieces from all of those ideas and drew up the rough design. Collaborating with other designers on details such as light length and appearance when curled up was an iterative process. But be careful in consideration of its endgame look. The pickle was born. That was a weird sentence. But after careful consideration. Another key challenge was creating a new musical score that captures the magic of the past installments' diverse composers, while elevating the gaming experience. The soundtrack will have that of the characteristic of Mana Flare, with contributions from musical creators who lent their talents to previous Mana titles. Visions of Mana boasts an astounding tracklist of 100 songs in total. We've also added a new adaptive music system, which will allow players to seamlessly transition from map exploration to battles. To tighten the player's sense of urgency, the arrangement of the background music changes the moment you enter or leave combat. Let's take a listen. Pretty game. Speaking of combat, this newest Mana installment really delivers on the action part of its action RPG moniker. Aerial combat takes the battles to new heights, allowing for physical attacks with weapons and magic attacks in midair. In Visions of Mana, the Elementals, a series staple, can assist the player in battle in the form of specialized items. Each of these weapons has a different effect in combat according to its respective element. The grand and mysterious powers of the elemental spirits allow for fast-paced combat, flexible fighting styles the players will love. I am very proud of the pickles and new versions of the monsters. Most importantly, with Oyamada at the helm, the whole team has worked tirelessly to make Visions of Mana a faithful addition to the series. We hope you're looking forward to the game's release. I personally can't wait to get the chance to play the full game myself. This is the first time the Mana series is releasing on Xbox. We will be sharing more information soon, so keep an eye out. We cannot wait to take the Xbox community on this unforgettable adventure this summer. Square Enix available on Series X on PC. Okay, so I'm assuming no Game Pass on that. Still cool. Still cool to have that on Xbox. That's very neat. That's a dub for Xbox. I know people have been saying forever that, you know, our Japanese RPGs are one of their weak spots. I have no idea what this game by Oxide is. Is this something that we already knew about?
Hello.
Oh, it's
Oxide Games.
Is this Civ?
We founded the studio in 2013 with our decades of personal experience building some of the most beloved strategy games of all time.
Civilization?
Like Civilization 5.
Ah.
We came together to create something new and innovative in a genre we all love.
Did we know about a new Civ game?
Ara History Untold is the game we
Oh, it's Ara, that's right.
Ara is
I remember this.
to
Okay.
Historical gamers, strategy gamers, 4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love, where you'll explore the world, expand your nation, govern your people, and engage with your rivals on the international stage. But it isn't just more of the same. With Ara, we wanted to challenge some of the preconceived notions about the genre, push it forward in a modern, empowering, and truly compelling and approachable way.
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which are all things that we purchased in order to add to the soundtrack and expand the game and make it really good. Hi, Dan. That's Dan. We started in his basement. It's been an amazing process to see from concept to completion. We started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design assumptions, and prototyping.
How much time we still got?
Rediscovering
Oh,
what made
20
us
minutes.
fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
The end result is Ara, the historical grand strategy game that presents a living world where you can rule how you want to rule and chart your own path to becoming the most prestigious nation on the planet.
For Ara, we knew we needed deep systems with outcomes that encourage exploration and give players the power to experiment and make meaningful strategic choices while still having agency over their playstyle.
We also wanted to explore more in different parts of history and give players from around the world the chance to see the game reflect their unique perspective and not just ours.
And finally, we knew that for players to feel the impact of their decisions, they would need to see their choices reflected in the game world itself, not just through numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you dive into Ara is what we call the living world. It's a procedurally generated alternate Earth, bursting with life, an intuitive, authentic, and immersive space, a blank canvas for players to paint the society of their dreams.
The living world
So if we
isn't just a
got
map.
20
It
minutes
reflects the
left,
choices players make
that
over the
means
course of the game.
Indiana Jones
They can
has to
see
be a...
everything from the settling of the
There
wilderness
has to be a
cultural
meaty section of
influence on the
that.
architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes.
Unfortunately, if I seem like I'm not super into Ara,
Leading their people as they
no doubt
thrive
it
and
looks like
grow.
it's going to be a good
Core to
game,
the
but
vision of Ara is our philosophy
these
of
these
rule
type
how
of
you
games have
want to
never been
rule,
my
and no
go-to.
feature better
Like, even though I do like Civ a little bit,
To win a game of
even
Ara,
I didn't
players
play
will compete with
Civ
their rivals
like
to build the most
a ton.
influential,
Like, it's
impressive,
more like
and
a game I
important
can play in
nation the world has
small
ever known.
doses.
This is measured by prestige, the player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
The prestige system gives players the chance to decide what kind of leader they want to be. Do they want to pursue great works of arts and culture?
Which one is the one that was on 360? That was the one I really liked, was
The choice is there.
Civilization Revolution, I think it was called. Revelation.
Players get to decide what is most
That might have been like
important to
Civ
them
3 or
and
Civ
focus
4. I
and
don't even remember.
prioritize on
That one was
those
pretty good.
goals while still being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play Aura, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are our collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build,
Pyramid
but
of Giza.
giving huge prestige bonuses and
Whoa.
game-changing abilities to the nation that constructs them.
Another aspect of Aura that I'm personally excited about is our crafting system.
The crafting system offers a unique challenge to the
Just
player
want
that they
to.
generally
These
won't
games, you
see
just want
often
to kill
in the 4X
everybody.
genre.
That's the only reason you
Succeeding
play
at
stuff like this.
balancing, gathering the right things,
Just to
turning them
conquer.
into the tools that you need, and then
Let's
finally
conquer all.
getting to the outcome or reward of something like an important
Kneel
improvement
before
or
your
triumph
king.
just changes the challenge that exists in Aura compared to other 4X games.
Crafting plays out in Aura at a national scale, with players honing and combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities and citizens' lives, and even manufacturing the weapons necessary to draft military units. The crafting system in Aura encourages thoughtful, advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
She's got a very, her accent, that sounded very like Minnesota,
Have players alternate taking turns and
Wisconsin,
reacting to their opponent's moves.
Wisconsin.
In Aura, all players' actions are resolved at the same time. This
Oh,
rewards
yeah.
players' ability to navigate uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios in the moment. This
Minnesota.
system makes Aura just feel more real. In a typical strategy game, once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long time. With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those times are very low. You get to keep playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime where you're not doing anything.
It's not easy sifting through all of history.
I don't
and
like
picking
your
what to
hair.
include.
It's
For
too-
Aura, we wanted to offer a
too
fresh
perfect. It's too
perspective. So we looked at
coiffed.
cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
I think he had the stylist do too much.
Leaders are
Genghis
so
Khan.
often seen as military personnel or prominent government figures, but leaders come in so many different forms. They're
George
thought
Washington.
leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
Each leader in Aura has a number of special abilities determined by their personality traits, as well as a powerful and unique leader trait informed by their contributions to world history.
With a diverse global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play, and even a few that may surprise them.
I'm gonna
with how
say,
fun it
if
is
my
when
game
those leaders
developer
are
doesn't
handed
look
the
like
reins of
that
power.
guy, I don't want to play it. No
For
offense.
us at Oxide, player feedback is the only way to
that's
really
probably me
understand
being
what you're
mean.
making. It gives us that
I'm a
priceless
nerd. I'm
perspective
allowed
from the
to
people we're making Aura for. You.
make a nerd joke.
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive.
Dangerous
we knew we should
wildlife.
probably make a change when one of our insiders made a forum post that was just,
Cougars, cougars,
Cougars, I hate cougars!
"Someone get these feline demons away from me." I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the overall threat level of mountain lions to a player's citizenry.
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And we're so excited that we can finally see the finish line. We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
But the launch of Aura is only the beginning. We are going to maintain our insider program after the release date and continue to listen to players and support the game into the future.
On behalf of everyone at Oxide Games, thank you for joining us today. We can't wait for you to play Aura and to create your own history.
Da 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 da. So how much of Indiana, of Indy, will we get to see here?
Välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige.
Oh,
Här
Sweden.
hos Machine Games. We
Welcome
are
to Sweden.
really excited to finally be able to share
Jerk.
our work on
Jerk.
Indiana
Isn't
Jones.
it? I'm sorry. Jerk.
Since the first film came out,
Raiders of the Lost
Indiana
Ark.
Jones has always represented the ultimate
Temple of
adventure.
Doom.
Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in
Last
pop
Crusade. Then you got Crystal
culture. In
Skull.
this game, you aren't
They didn't even
just
talk about Crystal
playing
Skull.
as Indy, you are Indiana Jones. You will see through his eyes and experience a journey that we hope lives up to the proud legacy of Indiana Jones. When Todd
Dr.
Howard
Jones!
first told us about his vision for
Dr.
the game,
Jones!
we knew we would be a very good fit to help bring it to life.
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever.
Todd
I had
Howard.
this idea for what it would be like and the story, what Indy was
Oh
going
no,
after,
Todd
what
Howard's in
period of his
control.
life it was in,
Uh-oh.
what kind of arc he was going to have. And as the years went on, I thought, who would be like the best studio in the world to make this? And it was my friends at Machine Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because, look, it's, Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has bled through the whole project, and they have just been so trusting and supportive of everything that we want to do with the game. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of this my whole life, and I couldn't be more excited to show you what the team here has been up to. Let's take our first look at the new Indiana Jones game.
All right. Okay, hold on to your butts.
Let me tell you what you are missing, Dr. Jones.
Nazis.
While you were playing your pointless game,
Nazis and Dr. Jones.
you're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning.
I didn't even think about it. Wolfenstein is all about Nazis. That makes sense. Oh, it is him. Yeah, Machine Games, Wolfenstein games, all Nazis. I guess it makes sense to have a Indiana Jones. Oh, it's first person. Oh, I thought it had to be third.
History. Just different ways to interpret the past.
So a sound alike to Harrison Ford. Hey!
Years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs, scattered and buried. Just
Candyman? Is that who that guy was?
to be found.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Okay, a lot of cinematics.
Watch me.
This is the movie Scream.
Mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe,
Is that a Wilhelm Scream? Is that what it is?
circle,
Da, 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 da. Oh, I'm getting more excited now.
I've had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me.
Nazis.
They need a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I could keep up?
Turn your head. Don't look. Don't look at the light. Dr. Jones. Fisticuffs. Wow. It looks so cool.
Patron of the fallen angels. Protector of the Circulimani. The Great Circle.
Wow.
You have any idea how old that was?
That looked cool. Okay.
Indiana Jones is such an iconic character, and he means so much to so many people. Everyone here at the studio has their own indie stories
All right.
and memories.
Okay,
Most
that
of
looked
us
really
grew up with his
cool.
adventures and have been fans of the movies and the character for years. He's
Okay,
a brilliant
Xbox.
archaeologist. He's a charismatic everyman. He's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience.
Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels. For us at Machine Games, we do that best through first person. It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting, and interactive world we've built. We believe that being up close and personal to the adventure is key, making each action feel like your own.
But yeah, do we get to solve
Whether it's
puzzles?
cracking your whip,
I feel
solving
like...
puzzles in ancient
No, there we go.
or seeing your knuckles go bloody in a fist fight.
It's
All of
basically
these
all the
moments are
stuff you
much
like
more
seeing.
intense in first person. But we still want you to have those moments. Seeing his iconic silhouette with the hat, the whip, and so for things like cutscenes and environmental traversal, we pull the camera back for a third-person view. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade.
When our game begins, Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night to the sounds of a break-in and rushes to confront the thief in the college museum. The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems to be a
Candyman.
historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail, Indiana heads to the Vatican, hoping to learn why this particular relic was stolen, and discovers that things aren't what they appear.
He starts pulling at the strings of a mystery, and it all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end, whatever the end may be.
I'm pleasantly surprised. This looks really cool.
Help. Stop. Baby in Vatican. Stop. Indy.
We always talk about how clever Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making. It wouldn't be Indy if he wasn't using his wits to get through the situation. The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
Sure, there will be some obstacles that will be more easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun, and to be honest, a more genuine indie experience by finding more clever ways to solve a problem.
We always want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying a different
Julie
path through the environment, get around
Haraudautsdatter.
enemies, observing enemy patrols and using them to your advantage, or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
It's an amazing global adventure with action
Is that a Zeppelin?
your journey.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai,
Oh yeah.
the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
We look carefully at each location and the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
That's
One
what I
of the
like to
biggest
hear.
ways to do that is with
Music
the
to my ears. Oh, I just said it.
John Williams is the original composer for the indie films, and we're really lucky to have found Gordy Hub, a composer who's been able to capture Williams' essence with his score for The Great Circle.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to
We
hear
also take a very movie-like approach to things like
a John
cinematics.
Williams
We're very
sound
physical
alike
with our production style.
music,
We
someone
use a lot of stunt actors.
trying to make something
Things like
he
this
would like.
help us bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
And of course, our characters do a lot to help bring the world to life as well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure. She's been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American professor. Their paths are intertwined, and they'll need each other in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay then, let's see if you can keep up.
Fine. What do you mean if I can keep up?
We always love our villains and think we might have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man. He's obsessed with the human mind and manipulating it.
He's highly intelligent and the perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant people compelled by their passions and obsessions.
He's a
but
Nazi,
driven
come
down
on.
wildly different roads.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he gets under Indy's skin. It's captivating.
We made Hitler again.
Of Africa.
One of our mottos for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is adventure first. But in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself in the action.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and we've ended up with this sort of hybrid experience that mixes melee combat, stealth, and gunplay.
How you approach any given situation is up to you. You may choose to sneak around an enemy patrol, or maybe you'll just pick up a shovel and whack them on the back of their head.
The heck?
And when you can't use your wits, you got Indy's most iconic tool. Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purpose as possible. We want it integrated into every aspect of the game.
Oh, I'm so excited to use the whip.
To make your way around the environment. You can use it as a distraction. And yes, you can absolutely use it in combat. Everything you'd expect from Indy's whip. And hopefully a little bit more. Puzzles are a key feature in our game. The spirit of discovery is so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps, small secrets, and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret. The more you look, the more you'll discover.
Oh no, boulder.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I want to thank you all for joining us for our big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Machine Games is known for creating these roller coaster experiences with
Why does he
huge
look
set
familiar?
pieces, surprising twists, and immersive narratives. It's exciting for us that we have been able to stay so
I
true to the Indiana Jones franchise.
I probably saw him at an
It's such
E3
an
or something. He was
experience while still
maybe he
being
was
able to
showing off one of the
showcase what
Wolfenstein
makes
games
us
from in years past or something.
we are making a game for everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of. I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the
Will
Great
be
Circle
out?
will be coming later this year.
Oh.
We cannot wait to share more soon.
Todd Howard.
Take one.
Is it animals, children, and game developers?
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech.
Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. Stay happy!
Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build.
You aren't just playing as Indy, you are Indiana Jones.
My name is Masaru Oyamada. 今作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。
All right, everybody. Well, that was the Xbox Developer Direct for 2024. So similar to last year, they did this very early. I'm guessing, this kind of sets up their lineup or gives a bit more information as to what the rest of the year looks like. So kind of a neat thing they've got kind of going on with this. Is the second year that they've done this specific event. But I guess as for the specific announcements, so let me see. With the first one was Avowed. Avowed we got to see. Avowed's probably the one I feel as though we didn't get to see as much of, that I was kind of wanting to know more about. But at least we got a release time frame for it. So we got what, fall 2024. I think what I took away from this one, again, I'll just say before I go further, if you want more in-depth thoughts, feel free to check out the ChazmaN's podcast. I think this will definitely be a topic on there that I think me, Gamer, my buddy Phoenix, we will all get into and kind of delve into a little bit deeper. But as far as my surface level thoughts, Avowed I actually thought looked graphically and character model-y, if that's a word, character model wise, I felt like it actually looked a lot better than I remember seeing it in previous trailers, which that was actually pleasant. I liked it. Combat looks fine. It looks like a more diverse, I guess you could say, Skyrim kind of combat. Now, again, I didn't feel like they delved very far into the actual RPG mechanics or in the story, so I'm guessing they're kind of trying to keep all that off to the side, maybe kind of surprise us with that. But yeah, we got a fall release date. Well, yeah, I'm pretty excited for Avowed. I think I'm more fascinated by Avowed and what it could be than like purely excited. But we'll see. Next was another big one, and that is we got an official exact date for Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. That's a big deal for me. This is probably the one thing. Well, I should take that back. This was the one thing I was looking forward to the most here. And then after seeing that Indiana Jones video they just saw, I think that might have been the biggest takeaway for me personally. But this still was something major. I felt like we've seen enough of this game. We need to know when we can. We just need to know when we can expect it. May 21st is a very nice date. Well, in my head, it sounds like a nice date. I feel like we need to take a look at May and see what else is coming out at around then. But in terms of May, that's a great time frame for me. That's awesome. Like, I'm down. That sounds dope for me. Although I'm just thinking on it. That's like vacation time frame. I think that's around the time I was looking at vacation. Either way, excited to play that. Next, I believe, was the weird Visions of Mana announcement. But yeah, basically here they just announced that Visions of Mana is going to be coming to Xbox, which is super interesting. Now, for me, I was half expecting a Game Pass logo at the end here, but maybe that's probably too much to ask for. But even regardless of that, I would say for Xbox, this is a huge W. As Jameis Winston would say, eat that W. If you're not a football fan, you won't get it. Especially the Buccaneers. I'm a Bucs fan, so that's such a horrible moment in Bucs history. Okay. Anyways, big W for Xbox. Visions of Mana is going to be on there. People have said in the past, big problem with Xbox is that they don't typically sell very well over in the Asia regions, Japan specifically, I guess they point to. But yeah, them getting a major JRPG that they know is going to be on Xbox on the release date, that is a big deal. Sometime in the summer, that's a big win for them. I guess I should also say these first three announcements all pertain to games that were selected by my buddies MetalGamer and Phoenix on our High Score Olympics competition. So big deal. These have major ramifications on that. Next, we got I think a release time frame for, what was it? Ara History Untold. Was that what the name of this game? Yeah. Ara History Untold. Basically, the creators, I believe it was Civ, right? These are the Civ people. This is their next game. Fall 2024 release date. So PC Game Pass. Oh, it's not going to be on the Series X. Huh. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So that means Xbox paid for this just to have it on PC? Interesting. Okay. So we got that, and then, you know, obviously the largest thing, the thing we just saw was the 2024 release window for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. An odd name for an Indiana Jones. I mean, I guess they're all odd names, but this one in particular, I think a lot of people have been like, that's not so great. I think it's fine. It's an Indiana Jones game. This looked awesome. I feel like they got the personality of Indy down pretty great. The whip mechanics and everything looked pretty awesome. Why are you calling me right now? Alright. I'm not going to answer that right now. The whip looked great. Everything just about it looked fun. Platforming, puzzles, combat, good story. I'm super excited for that. So that's going to be one that I'm more surprised by how well that kind of came off to me. I'm super excited to see about that and to find out more. Gosh, man, they showed pretty in-depth gameplay and combat on that. That was surprising. They kept that under wrap pretty good. Interesting. But yeah, I guess overall this was actually a really good event, under 50 minutes. This was pretty fascinating. I rather enjoyed just about all of that. I really like this setup I guess Xbox has to do in the time frame for this, where they can kind of lay down the roadmap for what they have for the entire 2024 year. And then I guess throughout the year they'll probably have other stuff set up and go further, you know, into any of that stuff. But shoot, I guess that's about all I got to say. I mean, we'll go in definitely on the next EnteR ChazmaN's podcast episode. We'll go into this and kind of talk about what Gamer and Phoenix think about all these announcements. But yeah, feel free to check that out. Anything else I got going on? Oh, I forgot to turn on my fancy music. Anything else I got going on? Still playing through Sekiro, so feel free to check that out. I did want to start a new game. Wasn't there a new... I kind of wanted to play the new Prince of Persia game that just came out. I probably should try and make some time for that, maybe this weekend or something. Yeah. Anyways, that's about all I got, guys. Down in the comments, what did you think about this event? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think this was as intriguing as I did? I would love to hear what you guys thought. Like, share, and subscribe, all that normal stuff. Feel free, again, check out the podcast. If you like Dragon Ball, I got some Dragon Ball summary videos on the channel that might be interesting for you. If not, hey, this is an interesting setup for 2024 for Xbox, so I'm very intrigued to see where Xbox goes. They typically have another game showcase middle of the year. So, gosh, this was some major stuff they announced here. I'm kind of curious what they end up having for that next showcase. What is it? They normally have their, like, dual Bethesda Xbox showcase. Oh, now they gotta now you gotta add Activision Blizzard into that showcase. I forgot about that. So yeah, that showcase later in the year is gonna be fascinating. Anyways, guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Hopefully I could have entertained you for a little bit. Anyways, thank you so much. I love you. Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Go Xbox. 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 We're not fanboys on the EnteR ChazmaN's EnteR ChazmaN's channel. I gotta stop saying that. I'm used to saying that because I gave the podcast its own channel now. So, all right. Bye, everybody.